Hi. So I just want to let you know I've got a little band looped out, an open band, stretchy TheraBand. I have a block down here, and I have my CrossFit band here. This morning I started my day with Sherry Sidoti, and I will tag her on this video. I did a yoga class with her. My first experience was Zoom. It's pretty cool. I'm a huge fan of like doing other things besides what I love to do. So I really want to support everyone supporting their normal yoga places, CrossFit places, whatever it happens to be. So this is just for folks that maybe need a little knee time. I have no idea. Started with a knee lift. Anyway, that felt really good with my body, stretching it in ways that I don't necessarily think to do on my own. Great way to start the day. Thumbs back, pinkies forward. So you can pick up tempo. You can go faster than me, slower than me, it doesn't matter. Think about all that alignment. Think about your whole body right off the bat. You can start a little pulse. You know, there aren't a lot of original ideas, including in fitness. We're all just sort of learning from the same vocabulary. So it's really what you enjoy is what you should do. I mean, honestly, it's annoying when you can tell people don't like what they're doing. Anyway, like muscle through. But you know, it's all good. Big inhales. Grab that hands under your bum because that is your power. Big bum power. Start with the arms. Maybe you're making little footprints, like steamy footprints on the steamy window. Have that back side of your hand, sliding it down a steamy glass window right in front of you. For 8, 7, low abs supporting my low spine. 4. I got my toe socks on today. Reach it up. Bring it forward. Tuck your chin right away. Bent legs, straight legs, do you? Hop one heel and reach the other arm, opposite arm, out in front. Close it. Like close your circuit. Push against the floor. And switch it. So one heel up, opposite hand forward, close that circuit like a big energy loop. Driving that energy with all of the core energy up and down that spine. Roll the body up. Grab your tense band that you have on your doorknob or your dog gate, whatever it is. Inside leg, one closer to your band, crossed over. Close your circuit, even though you have an open limb up here. Reach it as though it were going to touch a wall. Drop those shoulders, activating the torso more. Flip the body. Swim one hand, so it's the same hand or arm swinging as the leg crossed over. Just getting some movement. And reverse the direction. You can be holding on for dear life, or you can have a nice light grip on the band. And going into your squat. So if you want, you can walk out further away from that band. So it's less tension on the band, less upper body muscling, and more focus from the waist down. Be aware of how your pelvis can tip and sway. A little butt wink, as they say. So I'm really fighting to keep my spine as stable as possible. 2 more. One more. Flip up the right heel up. Boop. And you can do some more arm circles as you do this. So the same arm as the popped heel is holding that band. and reverse the direction of the swinging arm. Loading up your flat-footed side. And just switch it right away. Loading up that right side this time. Getting some freedom of movement on the upper body. Use the breath. And 8 more here. I tip back onto my heels. I drive the knees over the heels into the floor. And then I set my toes back down. Because we certainly wouldn't walk around like that. Would we? 3. So I want you to stay here, this distance away from the bar. Maybe a tiny bit, or sorry, whatever that thing is. I want you to pick up that knee. Your back is up against the wall behind you, and you're loading your standing side. Extend that leg, touch it down, stand it back up, touch it down, lift the knee up, and then you can walk up and down this band to change where you're holding for support. You're tipping over so that the heel is as close to the bum as it can be. Chin in, stand it up, repeat it. Extend it, use that quad. Touch down, bring it up, touch down, knee up. Right away activating, oh, it should already have been, right? Whole body, tip forward. Heel coming as close to the bum as you can. Extend it out, and up, use that quad. Lengthen the spine. Tip it forward. Stand it up, push into that floor with that standing leg. Last time. Hold it here. So I'm gonna just little pulse. Now it's just the bum, right? You can flex or point your back foot. You can use a wall, or you can use a band. Touch with chin. Whole body activated. 1 set quicker. Go, 8, 7, really squeeze it in. Holding that pencil right there. Other side. Let's just take an active break. Squatting up and down. Mindful of that spine staying stable. 4 more. So you might adjust again, just whatever, if it's in your head. Easy grip on that band, extend it out. Long spine, spine gets longer. Drop it out again. Straight, go up straight first and then bend the knee. Tip forward, whole pelvis, tips, belly in. Squeeze the heel to the bum. Stand up, extend, down, up. Quad, lifted, standing side bum, knee. Sit down. Whole body, just like a seesaw. Like that 50-year-old flamingo. Don't I wish I was 50? Now. Bend the knee. This is our 3rd round. Wanna dance? Connect it all. Dunk. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Sit into the floor. Pelvis starts to waterfall forward. Belly in. Pelvic floor. Pulling and anchoring that low pelvic. Bowl. And active recovery. Oh no, we were supposed to pulse back there. Where's Dijon when I need her? So bring it back up. Pulse. Flex or point that foot. Squeeze that heel right to the bum. Activate that body. Double pulse. 1. For 8, 7. And up. Last time active. Turn out the feet from the hip and parallel. This time turn out and stand up and back. Other side. Turn out and sit and parallel. Bring the body upright and parallel. 3 more. Use those inner thighs. Use that seat, turning in the hip socket. Squeeze to open. Hold it to the left, or to one side, doesn't matter. Body straight up and down like you're up against a wall. Tuck the ribs in. Pull the knees back. Holding at the bottom. Now. Knees pull back. 7. This is so minuscule. You're just activating more deeply in the body. 4, 3, 2, and parallel. Turn up. Parallel. External. Use your seat each time. Turn and open the doors of the glutes. Even though external rotation, stay here, is a more vulnerable position for everything from the hips down, still have to strengthen it. 3, 2, hold the last one down. Knees back. Low abs. Ribs in. Ears over shoulder. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up. Other side. Exhale, press the center. Inhale, exhale. Pelvic bowl, pulling up, cinching the ribs, knitting them together in the front, reaching that top arm like it's touching the wall. Pretend it's touching the wall right now and feel how the upper side body gets more stretched through the fascia. Pivot. Shoulders down away from the ears. And 8, 7. After 4, we're going to bring our legs together in parallel. Maybe getting a little closer to the wall in front door in case you need that wall. Bring them all the way together. Sit with your spine straight up and down. Lift the heels and lower. As much tension on the band as you need, or a wall, or a gate. Keep those ankles locked together. Hold it with the heels up, down and up. Be super careful. If you feel any pain at all in your knees, discontinue. If you want, try it with the heels down on the floor, the feet wider apart, or just stationary sit, like a wall sit. Keep the knees forward in line with those ankles. 3, 2. Repeat the first set. Heels down, heels up. Push the heels down as though you're on a marshmallow. Flatten it out. Let it puff it right back up. If you're feeling it's too easy, sit lower. Keeping that spine right up against the wall behind you so that the back of my neck is nice and long. Last one, hold the heels up and pulse. Remember, this can just be a wall sit. You imagining a big heavy plate on your thighs. Pressing, go ahead and use a wall. Press that back, and especially the back of the head up against that wall. 4, 3, 2, and heels down. I'm going to turn around, keep my band, and I'm just going to use one hand for a little tricep pull. Now these bands are super tight, right? So it's a tiny range of motion. I'm going to activate my whole body just to support the tricep. Bring the shoulders down away from my ears. And double time. Again, it's just like I'm making that shape on the steamy window. 4, 3, 2, and switch it up. So opposite leg forward as arm that's in the air. If you don't feel this in your tricep, maybe make an adjustment, whether it's coming back towards the wall so you can feel more range of motion, if you have to walk your hand further up or down the band. But part of working the body parts is visualizing the muscle actually working. Double time. Three more. Really using my tricep 2. And 1. Keep holding on to the band. You can do this with the band that we're using right now, or you can use a smaller loop. If you're using a smaller loop, like that green band, you would put it up over your elbows like we've done. So I'm going to get myself down to the floor. The band may move down. We'll see. Yeah, it might move down a little bit, maybe to the top of your hip bones. Feet together. Feel the support. So that, remember how we always pull forward in our planks? Having this band here, if you can tolerate it, some can't, really allows you to feel that where that body is with support. Halfway. Chaturanga. A supported chaturanga. It's like a partner. Who doesn't love partner work? 2. And put it back in. Forward bend. We're going to do one more. So if you don't like the band or you don't have a band, just do normal push-ups. See if you can get that body forward. Carefully lowering it so that the band doesn't travel around on you too much. We're starting underneath the shoulders, and then I'm moving forward. 11. Gymnastics grip through the hands. External rotation through the shoulders, long back of the neck. 6 more. Triceps. Carefully coming back, palms up. Tiptoe your fingers all the way away from you towards the top of your mat. Extension stretch, palms up to the ceiling so you feel the shoulders rotate in the socket, activating the lats, maybe the obliques. Bring the ribs back. Carefully take this band off. And we're going to lie down. We're going to go back to the quads. So my right ankle's in, left foot flat on the floor, and straight. So as we age, really trying to gain strength in the lower body, flexibility and strength, is going to go a long way to keeping us functional. The upper body needs to be strengthened as well. One of the best things about like bar technique, body work at all, is the hanging bars where you hang. I forget what it's called, stall bar, I think. And to get that upper body strength, I mean, those CrossFitters really know how to do all that shit, but with the muscle ups and the chin ups and dips and all that. But just to hang is really going to be helpful to capture that gripping, supportive, stabilizing strength through the shoulder girdle. Do 4 more. 3. If you're not feeling this in your quad, then you're a Clydesdale. Without the band, do a flex foot. Feel the whole back of that leg strengthen and stretch as you pick up the kneecap with the quad. One more set, same side with the band. Big inhales and exhales. 4, 3. Exercise. You're not doing the second set without the band. Other side. Check in with the rest of your body. Are you relaxed? Are you relaxed and mindful? Picture the body, how it would look if it was, striving towards symmetry. Shoulders even, chest wide open, ribs closed, protecting that spine. 6. Focus on that quad, just strengthening around that kneecap. 3. Release the band. Now you get the added benefit of no tension pulling back, so you can really lengthen. But find the same intensity that you had to use with that band. 3. Grabbing it one more time. It's over the ankle. If you don't have a band, you can have someone actually do this with you, where they're pulling the leg that way, away from you, as you try to strengthen it. 4. Bands are awesome though. They do actually become your partner. 3. And we're going to stay here on the floor and just flip our bodies around. I'm going to start with this band again. Now, again, you could use TheraBand. And we're just going to sit up nice and tall on the ever mythical sit bones. Yes, I feel them. It's actually my pelvis. Feet flat on the floor. I want you to imagine your spine, natural curves of your spine, right? Tail sort of coming out here and then tucking under a tiny bit, right? Because otherwise it would just chip right off. I want you to increase that tuck. Use the low core and the pelvic floor muscles to curl the pelvis a little bit further under while you're reaching the band away from its source. Okay? That's it. Use your exhale. So you can walk your hands up closer to the source behind you, farther away, whichever speaks to you. Try to keep the shoulders down from the ears. It's a tiny pause. Exhale can help you deepen the initiation into that turn of the core. I am a shoulder hiker. People tell it to me all the time. I remember Cara Chang in Woodstock going to the yoga lounge. Tuning, relax your shoulders. All through my dance career, tuning, relax your shoulders. Lift the feet for 10, same thing. If you feel there's too much in your hip flexors, either go external rotation, make your little Hess, or put your feet back on the ground. Turn, under the pelvis. 2, 1. Lie all the way down on your spine, feet and or legs and table. So you're creating that same exact shape without the band, lying down. still curling. The head is nice and heavy. I gotta think of my hands as a hammock. And I actually don't even have my hands on my head. I have them on my neck, with my pinkies at the base of my skull. I'm trying to take the action of my head moving out of it, keeping it nice and heavy and supported, like a hammock. 3, 2, 1. Extend 1, keep the other one in table. Squeeze the lower leg bump. Lift, lower, and do the other side. Come to table. Keep super mindful of everything that's supporting your abdominal wall. So that's front and back, glutes and core and pelvic floor. Lift, lower, one more time each side. Table. Extend. Tail turned to under, low cat, low abs. Lower. Last side. Squeeze that seat. Keep the body up and bring it back to table. Repeat. Six more. Remember that little orange piece of citrus fruit underneath the chin. Try to keep the back of that neck nice and long. Keep the legs up if you can. Elbows come in like horse blinders. Go straight up. Keep the head heavy. Capturing a little bit higher now. 4 more. And then 1 double time set. 3. Double time. Here we go. 7. Halfway. 3, 2. Squeeze it in. Coming back to where we started. So just scoot your bum a little bit further back. So if you don't have that band, remember, you can just use the arms with tension, right? Or you could even use like this looped band as a way to close your circuit. And reach and curl. Keep the chin back. I'm going to use this band. I just want you to know that there's always a way around having an excuse. You can create any possibility. You can do anything. One of my kids said to me the other day, I don't know what inspired him to say it, but he was just like, I just finally realized I can do anything. I set my mind to it. I can do anything. Yes, believe it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do a little more core work, shall we? So I'm just going to turn around. Again, a lot of times the reason why you feel it in your hip flexor when you're doing some type of core work is because they're stronger than your abs. They're doing that movement. So you find a way to release your hip flexor. One way is external rotation. Another way is maybe lessen the challenge somehow, whether it's less tension, closing the range of motion a little bit. I love how simple this is, and it's so direct. I'm just trying to draw my knees in, keeping my head slightly off the floor, because I have the tension around my knees, it's almost like it's eliminating the possibility for me to really grip through my thighs. So this is released, and it's dropping right into my little core. I have to keep that neck nice and long. If you try to muscle it too much, you're going to feel it in your thighs. 8, 7, 6, 5. Think of all of the body movement practices that need a mindfully supported and strong core. They all do. Some movement practices even have different names for it. Grab the block, like chi. And it goes in between the knees. Oh no, I'm sorry. Under. I just love this one. So I flip that band up just a little bit to get it out of my way. And helps me visualize low abs, pelvic floor, tightening and moving that pelvic bone. Keep squeezing that block. Squeeze it even more. Let's do 10 more. Lengthen the back of that neck. Tuck those little ribs in. Halfway. 3, 2, 1. One more set. Either bend through the forearms so that the hands are straight up or hands flat on the floor. Try to keep the chest open. Shoulders externally rotated. 6. Squeeze that block. And let's take a little stretch, shall we? First we'll move forward, bend. Roll those shoulders around. Pull those toes back. Where do you feel this? It's not going to be the same, even from day to day. Breathe deeply and mindfully into the areas that need you to get it to relax. Let's move it into a lunge. One leg forward, the other one back. Knee over ankle. Feel those hip flexors that want to be lengthened out. Lower that back leg. I've lifted that knee back up. We already strengthened those quads, right? Picking up that back foot. Reach back, whichever arm speaks to you. In yoga this morning, we were doing this from pigeon, and Sherry had us reach back. I normally do opposite arm back to grab it, and she did same arm, and it felt so different. See what feels good for your body. While you're working, triangle. Try to even out those hips. Let the belly up off that thigh. Down up. Feel the hands pulling the mat toward your toes. the ribs closed. Drop the top for the other side of the lunge. So I'm coming up onto the top of my foot, leg off the ground, squeeze the bum, draw the quads in and up, lengthen that hip flexor. Same arm, different arm. Remember that you're not balancing on that kneecap. Triangle. Sorry, pyramid. Make the hips square. Walk it back forward, bend, slowly roll it up. And we're going to do 2 more sets of our push-ups with the band. So if you don't have a band or you want to try it a different way, you can put your, that was almost an epic fail. You can put your feet on top of a block or on a bed. Carefully come down, the band is over my hips. You can be on your knees with the band and do it. And let's try to be forward. Find that chaturanga position, 90-degree angle. 8 more. Wide chest. Lengthen the back of that neck. Exhale, exhale. Abs working. Drop that belly in. Last time. It's just a way to be able to do a full-on high push-up with a little bit of help. Last time. You can switch it up. You could do a little diamond shape. We could do that. Let's do that. Index finger and thumb like that. You see it? But external rotation to those shoulders as much as you can. It's actually really good for me because this is a very weak orientation for my shoulder. My range of motion is smaller, but I'm supported. Try not to take most of it on my left side. These are things you just want to be able to learn about yourself. And forward bend. Slowly getting there. Bring it back towards that band so that you can release it. We're going to grab our TheraBand. 2 feet, stepping right down into the center of it. Adjusting the tension. I know I've done this so many times, but I just love it. Because it really fatigues my biceps. Be mindful through the body. Maybe close your eyes. Palms are facing the ceiling. You're going to keep the arms just where they are. Change the orientation of your hand. Now my thumbs are straight up. Hammer to the side. Eight more. I'm going to repeat all of this with the arms in front. So palms up. Keep going. Try not to release the hands so that the wrists pop out. You want to strengthen those wrists by keeping a nice straight line from the knuckles to the elbows. Last set, thumbs up, pinkies down. So you can see I really haven't touched the front of my shoulders, so one more set, coming all the way up and down. Hold it up. Little calf raising down. 7. Double time. Ribs in. Open, thumbs up, elbows in, slow. Focus your eyes straight ahead. Long back of your neck, double time. Little grip on the bump. Final set without the band. Feet turned in. Just a little bit. Use your wall. Three more. Double time. See if you can keep both legs even. Super easy for me to find the difference in strength in this position. 8 more. Well done. 7. One leg forward, one leg back. Calf stretch it out. Calf stretch it out. One arm, one more time. If I get closer to the wall, I have a little more range of motion. If you feel this in your spine, walk it back. 4, 3. Using that body. You are the front of the Titanic. So my left side's stronger, so I can step it out a little. And then, like, you know, you could be halfway and think, I'm not going to be able to make it. Step back. Give yourself a shot. Loosen the tension. You can get through the set. High plank. Forward. Squeeze your bum. Touch the back of one elbow and bring it back. Left. Up to tempo. Feel that abdominal wall working, pelvic roll working. 60. Six more. Keep the bum as steady as you can. Hold. 4, 3, 2. Child's pose. One more set of triceps with your block. Feet on the block. Fingertips point forward. Remember that the closer your bum is to your hands. So you start out with the bum away. Start to feel what a rock star you are. Squeeze the thighs. And then start to draw the bum closer. Really feel, just like when you do biceps, and you can really sense those fibers tensing and curling. Visualize those triceps. 12, 10, 9. Remember, you can always take the bum further away to get through the set. 8, 7. Got it. 4, 3, 2. Have a seat. Straddle. Feel yourself on top of the sit bones again. Side stretch. Think of triangle pose. I love that image. Squeezing, wrapping the glutes around the pelvis like it's squeezing and holding it in place, and then shifting. The pelvis is actually shifting sideways, laterally, as you take your side stretch. This, for me, the quadratus lumborum, like this whole area of my spine, connecting down into my glutes. So fucking tight. And then bracing against that low leg, turning and shining your heart up towards the light. Grab the quads, bum, glutes, squeezing and holding that pelvis steady, and bring it up. Oh, fuck. Other side. Maybe a lateral, tiny lateral shift with that pelvis. Wrap the glutes around the pelvis. Pelvic floor working, navel drawing in, and everything below the navel to the pelvic floor, drawing in. Shoulders press down. This tightness that you feel perhaps in this stretch, affecting some other part of your body way far away. It's all connected. Shining the heart up. Coming down onto your back. So you're going to take that band and put the foot in. And now in the opposite motion, pull down. Activate the back of that leg. 7, balance it out. The quad is going to work a little bit just to assist, but it's really powering those hamstrings to have some torque and some force. And switch sides. Don't take it in the shoulders or the chest. Using the abdominal wall to stabilize the torso on the floor. Finishing with the hollow body. I'm going to come up with my low shoulder blades. I'm going to cradle that neck again like I did before. Activate those legs like you were just using them. Hold it. Easy. If you have a plow in your practice, go ahead and do it. Before you go into it, make sure that you're super mindful of the cervical spine. And as it starts to go into your thoracic spine, you want to be using your body just like you're standing, everything working, so that you're lessening the amount of weight compressing on that spine. I love plow. I love the feeling of deep flexion through my spine. but you have to be so mindful. Low abs control this last bit, right? Really dive down with those abs, pulling on that pelvic floor, lowering it into a twist. Feel the difference in a twist when you squeeze the glutes to stabilize the sacrum and the low spine. Be mindful of the whole torso. Feel what that feels like. Maybe pushing that top hip away from the armpit. And then if you want to soften and release and just sort of rest in the shape. Find neutral spine. Maybe draw the knees in. Do the other side. Again, I'm going into the tunnel of movement. The body is already in place. Glutes working to support sacrum and low spine. Belly drawn in. Wide open chest, shoulders externally rotated, long neck. Huge inhales and exhales. Back to neutral spine. So I just want to finish the class today with, I'm definitely on social media a little more than I normally am, and I'm witnessing, a lot of what people are living through and sort of socially journalizing and that type stuff, and I just feel for all of you, like, dig up what you need to dig up and look at it honestly and be proud of yourself for being present and smelling like crap or eating too much one day of the week or whatever the fuck it is. Like, we're all just human, and we're all, those of us that are lingering on social media, I'm guessing most of us are pretty blessed. So give to whoever you think you can, and have an awesome day. Love you. Bye-bye. Bye.